Hello there and welcome to this week's video. I think spring has finally arrived. It's around about 25 degrees outside today and considerably warmer in the greenhouse. And first job today, I'm going to get some tomatoes in the ground. They're drying out really quickly, so best place for them is in the ground. I can give them a good watering. I'm going to plant them into these halos that I've got, and we've got 4 burlesque, which are a tall growing indeterminate, and we've got 3 heartbreaker cherry tomatoes. So I'm going to put the smaller ones at the front, as they'll only go to around about 50 centimeters high, and then the taller ones can go at the back. What I'm going to do is fill the holes up with a bit of compost, and I'm going to bury them as deep as I can. With these, I'm going to take these lower leaves off, I might even take this one off, and then I can bury it right up to there, so that'll sit nicely in there, and I'll just pop a cane in the back. So I'll just find out some compost, get the holes filled up and get the tomatoes in. Right then, I shall just show you the process. As you can see, it's in dire need of being potted on. So just excuse me, bit of hay fever. Put the bulb planter in as deep as it'll go. Take the core out. Take the tomato out of its pot and drop it in. Push it down right to the bottom, and then just pack the soil in around it. And that really is as easy as it gets. Just remember to put the label in, burlesque. And then it's going to be the same process with these ones, but obviously they're a lot smaller. But that needs to go as deep. Just taking a little bit out, popping it in, firm the soil around it, and that's it, job done. So we'll just get the rest of them done, water them in, and then we'll have a look at what else we've got to do. And there we have greenhouse number 1 all planted up. Just get everything in water in. I'll put some marigolds in as well between the planters. One thing to note is, if you're going to use these halos, try and get as much dirt out of the bottom as you can. I'm going to leave this to dry off now. This one had virtually none in and the water's drained straight away, whereas this one had a little bit in. So once it's dried out in an hour or 2, I'll get as much of that dirt out as I can, just to keep it draining. But for now, it's all looking good. Good morning. It's a glorious Saturday morning, and I'm down at the allotment. It's about 8 o'clock. It's about 15-16 degrees, a little bit of breeze, so it's perfect for getting some seeds sowing. And recently I was sent a package from Nick the gardener, so thank you very much, Nick, for that. He sent me some super soil and a selection of peas and beans. So I'll just show you the seeds that Nick sent me. I'm going to get those planted up today. First off, we've got some Pongo bush beans, and I believe these originally came from Bill and Val, so thank you Nick, and thank you Bill and Val. I've got some Kent Blue dwarf pea, NE Plus Ultra peas, King Tut, and then a 50-gram package of super soil. I'm not going to do anything with the super soil today because I'm not 100% sure how to use it correctly, so I'll do a little bit of research. I've got the rest of my root trainers ready. I've mixed myself some compost. I've set myself up in a shady area, so I'm going to get these sown. I've just popped 2 and in a few modules 3 of each variety into each cell, so I've got 16 of each. And with the pongo beans, I've just put 1 per cell. So I'm just going to firm them in, cover them over with some sieve compost, give them a drink and put them away. And I've just put the packets in there because I'm absolutely useless. I bought myself 100 labels. I've put them down somewhere, no idea where they've gone. So I should imagine I should be buying some more to lose. I'm in the polytunnel right now, and I think I'm going to start to interplant my tomatoes in between the garlic. The garlic should be coming out in a month or so, I reckon. It's starting to, some of the lower leaves are starting to die off a little bit. So I've probably got another month, and I'm just going to put the tomatoes in here. I'm probably going to get two abreast. I'm going to space them out roughly 60 centimeters or 2 feet apart. So I'm not sure how many I'll get in, but it's becoming a constant battle, coming down all the time, and they're starting to struggle in the little pots. So I'll just clear the ground. And then these are the volunteer tomatoes. So I'm just going to leave them where they are, try not to disturb them, and plant around them. So just clear the wood chip out the way, get the bulb planter, mark out the positions and get them in. I've managed to get a good percentage of the tomatoes in. I've spread them out, equally spaced. I've settled them all in. As I've said, they're all roughly 2 feet spacings. Tried to put the taller varieties at the back and shorter at the front. And then what I'm going to do with any that are left, these ones here, I'm just going to pot them up into some larger pots until space becomes available. And I've also noticed I've got some tiny little strawberries forming. Well, they're formed, they just need to ripen up. So I've just put a net over the top to keep the birds off. And again, when I water later, I'm going to give it some tomato feed, just to give it that little boost of energy to help ripen the fruit. Up on the second plot, I've got the second potato bed done. I've put 1 row of Caesar, there's 7 potatoes in there, and 2 rows of Desiree, I think it's called, just running down there. I've done the same method as I did last time. Dig a trench, put some of the spuds galore, some of my homemade compost in, and then just covered it over. I'm not going to earth them up until they start to pop through. And there's no signs of anything yet on the bed that I did last week. It probably is a little bit too early. And in the third greenhouse, I've put a few more tomatoes in. They're only small cherry tomatoes, so I've planted them fairly close. And these are tomatillos. I planted 6, but they didn't do really well. I think I left them in the pots too long, which seems to be a pattern with me. But yeah, these seem to be doing all right. They've been in for a day or 2. So everything's progressing nicely at the moment. Just need to keep on top of the watering and weeding, and then get the rest of the brassicas in when I can, and the peas. But that's all I'm going to get time for today. So that's all I've got time for today. I should be able to pop down tomorrow afternoon for a few hours, but not long. I've got my son's presentation day for rugby tomorrow, which is going to take up most of the day. So after that, I'll pop down for a few hours and see what I can get up to. So, see you all tomorrow. Hello and welcome back. It's Sunday morning now, and we've got a Allotment Society AGM in about an hour or so. So I've not got a lot of time really. So all I want to do now is the arch that you can see behind me. I'm going to see if I can take that down and move it to the main plot, because I'm going to use that to hopefully grow some squash up. So I'm not going to film it because it's going to be a bit of a job. I was hoping there'd be someone here, but unfortunately I'm the only person on the plot at the moment, so I'm just going to do my best to try and get it down without breaking anything. I must be absolutely crazy. I'm watering an allotment in a thunderstorm, but unfortunately the rain doesn't come into the polytunnel of the greenhouse, so it's got to be done. So I shall just get on with it. I was going to show you the pumpkin arch and the few sweet corn that I've put in, but I don't think I'll bother. I'm not going to run around outside in this weather. It's going to be bad enough running between the greenhouse and the polytunnel, so I shall just get on with the watering. So now the rain's stopped, I'll just show you what I got up to this morning. This is the bed where the squashes and sweet corn are going to go. So I've just got 8 sweet corn. Like I said, they were given to me by a fellow plot holder. So I've just put those in a grid. I'm going to plant the squash between them, and then there's the arch that I put up. It's not very sturdy, so what I've done is I've knocked in 4 metal poles. I've sunk them quite deep into the ground to give the frame a little bit more support, and then I've put a wooden beam across at every joint that runs all the way across, so that should make it a little bit stronger. And then I'm going to put the sweet corn that I've sown, which is just starting to come through, on this side of the bed. So hopefully in a few weeks this should all be planted up. I'm hoping to get the squash in by the end of the month. And as quick as it came, the rain's gone. Sun's making an appearance shortly, and we're back to blue skies. So I shall carry on with my watering. But I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching this week's video, and hope to see you again next week. Thank you very much, and goodbye.